Hey guys, David here. Today I want to talk about Twitter and Facebook. So a very well-known thing by now in 2020 is that social media can impact our health in a negative way, our mental health. 17% of Americans already report themselves as being lonely. And, the whole thing with social media doesn't help that number at all, because it literally is, it takes our psychological need for relatedness and skews it in a way where we feel rewarded for this fake relatedness to others, with the likes, messaging even. It's so linear and non-dynamic that it really tears down the underlying structure that holds our societies together. The companies that are running these social media, the social media companies, they run ads. That's how they make primarily most of their money. And whenever the most effective way they found to target segments to run ads to is by creating psychographic, information on each person. So each person on social media sites, they create like a profile of that person. They quantify the traits of that person. And now they just do it to, better understand you so they can sell you stuff better. But I do believe that in the future, social media could actually be used to help our mental health rather than degrade it. I think that we're just not using it for the right reasons. So there's a couple different projects that have already made tons of progress and been researched and studied for a while now. LIWC is one program, last updated in 2015, and then there is DLATK. I think it's Differential Language Analysis Toolkit. Yeah. And these tools, basically, they analyze a group of words, a text file of some sort, and they give you a readout of the data showing how each word, or how the whole thing, how each word can predict the behavior, personality, the gender, the age of the person that wrote it. They've used this with like Marilyn Monroe, where they're able to accurately predict like times in which she was suicidal, like before a suicidal suicidal attempt, by just analyzing her, her articles that she'd write, her journals and stuff. And I think that's super interesting. And not only that, but it can be used to predict epidemics. If you look at Google search queries or searches, they like someone typing in like, oh, symptoms of this, or I feel sick, have cold medicine sort of thing. You get enough of those in a location or in a general area, and you can predict epidemics in certain areas weeks before the CDC can officially declare an epidemic in that area. So it gives us a very, almost like grassroots, on the ground look at what people are doing, how they're thinking, and then we're able to predict their next move. And that's super important for mental health in terms of, a lot of people don't want to just admit that they have a mental health problem. But if you can kind of have a backdoor approach to showing people that there's something they should be working on in terms of mental health, I think that would go a long way to creating some sort of service that helps people be kind of omni-cognitive of their mental health. A service where it analyzes your profile. gives you a readout of what your mood and behaviors are like and what they might lead to. It gives you like resources and resources to get help. And something like this would really, really help people, I think. It all comes down to quantifying our thoughts and our feelings, our emotions. And with this kind of software that's already been made, I think we can make a lot of headway in ensuring that future generations aren't hurt by social media only. I still think social media is kind of like bad for mental health in general, at least in the way that most people use it. But it can also be used to help people. And that's super important. And it could really change like how we function as a society. A lot of people, they go through this whole process of therapy to kind of make a timeline of their life and look at the facts of it and how it affected them and how it can, how they can do something about it. But this kind of a quantifiable, objective approach kind of streamlines that whole process. If you can feed it data, if you can feed the software data that allows it to create that timeline with your help of yourself, of your timeline, then you're not going to be going in circles trying to figure out what exactly affected you the most and how it affected you. If it was a quantifiable, objective-based research, software program that could show you where your problem areas are in your mental health, and then direct you or help you direct through the software in finding the tools to help. I think this could really, really change the future of how we as people interact with technology. And I think that's super important, super, super important. I'll link some of the programs in the description that I talked about, and thanks for watching.